Life will shake you. A woman will test you, and if you can't hold your ground, if you fold under pressure, she will lose respect for you. Emotional control is not about suppressing what you feel. It's not about acting like you don't care, like things don't affect you. No, it's about mastering the ability to respond instead of react. Because when you react, you move without thinking, without strategy, without wisdom. And a man who moves without wisdom is a man who is always chasing, always struggling, always trying to clean up the mess he made when he let his emotions lead the way. A woman does not respect a man who cannot handle himself under pressure. She watches how you carry yourself when things don't go your way. She observes whether you lash out, whether you break down, whether you become desperate. And the moment she senses weakness, the moment she realizes that you cannot handle adversity, she will start to question whether she can truly trust you, whether she can truly depend on you, whether she can truly see you as a leader in her life. Because a woman does not want to follow a man who crumbles. She does not want to be with a man who cannot stand firm. A real man is steady. A real man is unshaken. A real man does not let the opinions of others, the actions of a woman, or the circumstances of life throw him off course. He is grounded. He is centered. He is focused on something greater than temporary emotions. And that is what makes him powerful. That is what makes him impossible to ignore. Because in a world where people are constantly moved by their emotions, constantly making decisions based on impulse, constantly being controlled by what they feel in the moment, a man who remains calm, collected, and in control stands out. It's easy to be composed when everything is going well. It's easy to be strong when nothing is challenging you. But the real test comes when life applies pressure, when someone disrespects you, when a woman pulls away, when things don't go according to plan. What do you do then? Do you panic? Do you lash out? Do you act out of desperation? Or do you step back, breathe, and move with strategy? Because the man who remains calm in chaos is the man who does not let emotions cloud his judgment, is the man who stays in control. Women are drawn to men who possess this kind of stability. A woman may test you. She may try to push your buttons. She may even create moments of conflict just to see how you respond. Not because she wants to break you, but because she wants to see if you are strong enough to handle her energy, her emotions, her moments of uncertainty. And if you crumble, if you lose control, if you start acting out, just because she pulled back for a moment, she will begin to see you differently. Because a woman wants to feel safe. And safety is not just physical, it's emotional. She wants to know that when she is at her most emotional, at her most vulnerable, you will not be reactive. You will not meet her instability with more instability. She needs to feel that when she comes to you, she is stepping into peace. A man who masters his emotions is a man who can navigate any situation with clarity. He is not easily manipulated, not easily swayed, not easily thrown off track. And that makes him powerful. Because when a man is in control of himself, he is in control of his life. He makes better decisions. He moves with purpose. He commands respect without ever having to demand it. It doesn't matter how good you look, how much money you make, or how charming you are. If you cannot control yourself, if you allow emotions to dictate your actions, you will always lose in the long run. A man who is easily provoked, easily thrown off his center, will always find himself in situations he could have avoided. He will always find himself cleaning up messes he created by acting without thinking. But a man who remains composed, a man who operates from a place of wisdom, patience, and clarity, he is the man who will always come out on top. So the next time you feel anger rising in you, the next time you feel the need to prove a point, the next time you feel the urge to react impulsively, pause, breathe, think, move with intention, because the man who controls himself controls everything around him. And when you reach that level, when you master that power, you become the man no woman can ignore. A man who knows his worth walks differently. He speaks with certainty, moves with purpose, and commands attention without ever needing to raise his voice. There's a presence about him that can't be ignored. You see, confidence isn't about being loud, flashy, or constantly trying to prove something to the world. Real confidence is quiet. It's the unshakable understanding of who you are, what you bring to the table, and what you refuse to tolerate. Too many men walk around shrinking themselves, questioning their own value, waiting for someone else to tell them they're good enough. But let me tell you something. If you don't know your worth, the world isn't going to hand it to you. A woman isn't going to see value in a man who doubts himself. She's not going to chase after someone who second guesses his own power. She's going to be drawn to the man who stands firm in who he is. The man who doesn't beg for attention, but commands it simply by the way he carries himself. This isn't about arrogance. This isn't about walking around with an inflated ego, trying to impress people with money, status, or material things. No, this is about something much deeper. A man who truly knows his worth doesn't rely on external validation because his confidence comes from within. His value isn't based on how many people approve of him, how many followers he has, or how much he owns. His value is rooted in the unshakable belief that he is enough as he is, and that any woman who enters his life is stepping into something great, not completing something broken. A woman can sense when a man lacks confidence. She sees it in the way he hesitates, in the way he seeks approval, in the way he's afraid to take the lead. And let me tell you, no woman wants to lead a man who should be leading himself. No woman wants to constantly reassure a man of his own worth. That's not her job. That's yours. When you own your worth, when you stand tall in your identity, you don't need to chase after a woman's attention. You become the man who naturally attracts it. Think about the men who command the most respect. They aren't desperate. They aren't seeking validation. They aren't bending over backward to please people at the cost of their own integrity. No, they know their value, and because of that, people respect them. Women admire them. They don't have to prove themselves because their actions, their presence, and their energy do it for them. So how do you step into this level of confidence? How do you become the man she can't ignore? It starts with belief. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. You've got to start walking into every room like you belong there. You've got to stop questioning whether you're good enough and start carrying yourself like you already know you are. When you speak, let your words have weight. When you move with intention. When you look someone in the eye, do it with certainty. Because a man who lacks confidence is a man who is overlooked. Confidence is built through action. You don't just wake up one day and suddenly feel like the most powerful man in the world. No, you build that power by keeping promises to yourself. When you say you're going to do something, do it. When you set a goal, achieve it. When you commit to growth, stay disciplined. Every time you show up for yourself, every time you push past your limits, you reinforce the belief that you are capable, strong, and worthy. And when you believe it, the world believes it too. The reason some men are constantly overlooked, constantly struggling to be seen, constantly feeling like they aren't enough, is because they haven't yet stepped into their own power. They are waiting for permission to be great instead of deciding that they already are. They shrink themselves. They doubt themselves. They allow fear to keep them from stepping fully into who they were meant to be. But the moment you make the decision, the moment you say, no more doubting, no more questioning, no more playing small, everything changes. You were not put on this earth to blend into the background. You were not created to be ignored, but if you want to be noticed, if you want to be respected, if you want to be the man who naturally draws people toward him, you have to believe in yourself first. Because confidence is magnetic. Strength is attractive. A man who knows who he is and refuses to compromise that for anyone is a man that no woman, no opportunity, no success can overlook. So stop waiting, stop asking, stop hesitating. Step into your power, walk with confidence, speak with authority, move with purpose. Because when you do that, when you truly own who you are, you won't have to chase anything. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right woman will come to you, because a man who knows his worth is a man she can never ignore. A man who cannot control his emotions will always be controlled by something or someone else. When you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, you give your power away. You hand over the keys to your life, to your peace, to your confidence, and you let the world drive you wherever it pleases. And let me tell you something. When you move like that, people will play with you. Situations will break you.